Hello there. This message is intended for the collective. Thank you so much for all of your love, for all of your support. And if you are new here, you are welcome as well. So, this download came to me just yesterday, and it was during my meditation, my mindful time. And the overall message here is regarding a superpower, a key, an answer, something that you have received, or something that is being activated. So this superpower is definitely from within you that is coming in. Now, how it shows up in the physical based on the journey that you have been on is some kind of unpredictability. So, yeah, that is what makes it a superpower. It's like it makes you unpredictable. And this key feels to be connected to destiny, your purpose, and that is again connected to that power. So the superpower is also coming as what makes you super, what makes you like superb, original, a form of authenticity as well. So something about the origin or even an original. So that means you are a one or someone that stands out. Okay. So there is an aspect of that unpredictability that you have, but for this particular message, I'm going to focus this on what you are creating or what it is that you are building or about to build. So it feels like you are creating a system or you're looking to create a system that nourishes. It could be in different areas for many of you. But the emphasis here is on a creator, a creatrix. That means you are, it's like this system that nourishes is looking to sustain itself, and as it's sustaining itself, you're looking to consistently or over and over again come back to source or get back to the source or the core of the sustenance. It means that, of course, with you finding this key, you know that the source of this power is from within you. So, how you go back to the source, it's in a different way every time. And this is what is feeding back or circling back to your unpredictability. So I feel like there could be another challenge right now that you have overcome, and because it's inside of you or it's another path, some of you may need to hear that you have connected back or you have found your way back. Even if it may not seem like it in the physical, you have found your way back. So you may find yourself with new questions or something that you are setting on the ground. All right, so it could be a flag as well, like you have conquered something or you have overcome this, and you will just know. So it's like as you have overcome this, now this is focused, and I just want to remind you that this is focused on the sustenance, because I feel like this part is important, because you will continuously, there will be something outside of that source, that center, so to speak, vortex that will come, which you have experienced before, and you're always finding your way back. All right, and I'm going to focus or expand more on this afterwards. So it's like as you are having that sustenance, what you're looking for is something that waters the collective. So those new questions are regarding what waters the collective, and that is what becomes like sleepless nights for some of you, because your soul is all about what waters. So it's about the soul. is about the heart of the matter, and not only the heart of the matter, like a fluttery wings alone, is about what grounds, is about again that center. So it's always coming back to the work that you do with yourself and the foundation. So I'm getting a new kind of bedrock that you are creating. The numbers 444 could be significant, 1313 as well that you could be seeing, or 1331, or any numbers that kind of come back to the number 4. So it signifies your bedrock, is signifies your foundation. And usually when we look at a building, the foundation may not look like it's much, but it forms the basis of the entire building, of what looks like on the outside. So there's something about the importance that you know of the foundation. All right, you know deep down. All right, this is a knowing that you have. This is like a settling energy, or something that continues to settle. So you understand transformation. So that's why I'm getting your areas of creativity. I mean, some of you could even be builders, some of you could be interior decorators, or you like to decorate, or you try, or you work in the area of transformation. So wherever you work with, you transform, or you want to see it looking like when you see it, the way that you work with this, you just like to see glory, you like to see perfection, but that perfection is actually coming from within for you. So there is that further connection that is calling you right now, or a further connection that is being activated. Again, that is what makes you unpredictable. I mean, to say unpredictable, it sounds so surface level or superficial, but it's like it's a different part of you, or something about you that is being activated, that makes you unstoppable, that makes you that hero that you are. Yeah, so there's something about the hero that you are as well, but it's because of what you have experienced. Okay, so I'm just going to read this out, even though I have explained that previously. So there is an expansion of the sustenance, as well as your watering of the collective, but especially that reconnection to source that you have done or you are doing. So you could be someone who likes to relieve the little pleasures, or you're being guided, and like this is definitely something that no matter what, if you don't feel the little pleasures, or you are not, finding the pleasures in the tiny moments, then you know that there is something wrong, right? You know that there is something that you do not fully understand. So it's like, if you're not able to explain something in a simple way, or break it down in the simplest way, then it may be that there are still more answers to come. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not moving, and this is actually an encouragement for you at this time, or for some of you to keep going no matter how little, or you don't have to have the answers all figured out. But I feel like this is what you also are doing. Yeah, there's something about the memories. The name Hirst could be significant. So there's that thing of wanting home. And here in this very moment, or in this lifetime, you have that home that you are creating. And that is why I'm getting the bedrock, the foundation. So with the wanting to relieve, someone may be wanting to relieve something, maybe time, an energy of nostalgia as well. And it could be to do with your memories. It could also be to do with like loss, okay? Something that you have lost, time, energy, people, loved ones. or something that you may have wanted that you didn't get. So this could be connected to your inner child. And with that relieving, what happens is, and this one was a bit difficult for me to write out because I was all of a sudden pushed to the negative side of this, like what it can open one to, grief, trauma, getting stuck as well. And I found myself pivoting, changing the direction. And it's written here, is it a bad thing? That was when I started pivoting. Is it a bad thing, like to want to relieve time? And not necessarily. It's important. It's important for foundational settings. So this part of you that likes to get back to there's a reason that you have that. It's because there's something that you may have felt that was missing or that is missing, and that is to do with your heart area. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's important, actually, very important for foundational settings, humility, solid bedrock, an attitude of gratitude, receiving even more. Yes, because as you are coming to the foundation and you are focusing on that without, it's like you understand the importance of that, then yeah, I wrote here, me writing the advantages required a new grounding, which confirms the importance of what you're doing here. So I feel like some of you could also work with, or you may have seen us. How to explain this is there could be some labels that have come to you, or maybe you have been called this or that, but that is because you tend to see the what could be called devil in the details. So you get to see there's something that you see regarding the shadows that not many may understand. Let's say you are, or maybe you have healed from situations, or you have been around situations where they just like to see the outcome, or they just like to see, like, yeah, get over that, or, why are you still doing that? And that is where I'm getting, this is why I had to pivot, because this is not about, holding on too tight. In fact, this is where I'm getting like two extremes, where there could be some of you right now that are coming out of that, like learning to, so let's say you have been in hermit mode, or you have been somewhere, you just know your journey. So this is not even about pushing to say, oh, go out there. No, it's like there is that thing of learning to integrate. It's like a form of integration that you're doing, and then there's another part of it that feels like it's calling you back to the simple pleasures, or it's calling you back to that bedrock. It's like if there are situations that have maybe occurred that have made you to feel stuck, that have made you to feel to kind of come back to the void. It could be relationships, all of that. Then maybe this is the time to really revisit the void, all right? So that I feel like there is a form of common ground that maybe two parts of the collective are coming to at this time. Ultimately is about a bedrock and a foundation, and it's connected to the underworld as well as the solid ground, all right? Okay, then we finished with the advantages, or maybe what I've written down so far. It says it can leave you, it's just one where, where you want to relieve time, it can leave you vulnerable or looking vulnerable. And in parentheses, in brackets, I have the tower over here. So the tower means like a beacon of hope, or the lighthouse in the sea that is shining the light for sailors, or for ships, in terms of direction or when there's a storm. So I feel like you act as a beacon. It may be out there exposed to all of this, the harsh conditions, the what is calm, what is harsh, and never knowing what you're shining light for. So it can leave you looking. Yeah, so it's all about the perception and your own perspective as well of yourself. It can leave you or make you look vulnerable. And yeah, you have that is where spirit humans alike as well, that can look at you like that, but that is actually what is part of your superpower. So just because there are pros and cons, it doesn't make it a bad thing. It can be like, what are the advantages of this, what are the disadvantages? It's about an assessment that you continuously do. And as you do this, this is where it gets confused with codependency. It gets confused with the fact that maybe you are like you have nothing to do, or you are looking, and this is where a lot of you have also healed codependency. And the healing that I'm getting of codependency, I'm not going to get further into the aspect of that, okay, because we're not focusing on the traumatic aspect, but rather of your creation and your creativity, is that you are given something, even if you don't know you're given something deep down to get something. Now, I mean, that is life, right? It's like we want to have exchange. When with this creation or this answer or this key that you're coming to, this superpower, is actually an interdependence rather than a codependence or even hyper independence. Is an interdependence that you're coming to that allows you to be in your creativity, that allows you to be in your flow. And that is where you have had to be exposed to many situations here. This is someone who is an adventurer, or who, the way that you are coming up as an adventurer could just be like you are. There's something that wants you to, there's something that you know about adventure, and it's to do with the moment. Yeah, it's to do with the moment. It's like you are seated on a roller coaster and you're breathing it all in. There is a bit of like, it's nervousness, it's anxiety, it could be anything that you're experiencing, but then the thrill of it is in the moment. And this is what you are looking to come back to in the moment, the source, the core. And talk about the core. I'm getting the core, like decoration. So some of you could even be maybe looking, there's something about the way that you love your ambience as well, or something that you're creating at this time. Okay. Yeah, so it says here, this can be used. That is what I mentioned about the vulnerability. But then if you look at your star power, your superpower, you can't escape vulnerability. You can't escape being vulnerable. And it's different from this is why with your creativity, having to bring this together, because it's different from that other aspect of vulnerability where you like, it's a different kind, okay? But, yeah. So let's just go to the next step before we get to the traumatic aspect, because something about this wants me to go into the traumatic aspect where, and I'm not saying that, you're not there. I feel like this is what it continuously is all about. It's like there are situations that will trigger that. There are situations that will trigger, wanting to make you shut off your light as well. And then that is where again the unpredictability comes up, where you're like, no, you are it. Yes, you are it. You're actually, and as I said, you are it. I'm actually getting that you are it in the sense that you are out of this world. You are You're some kind of extraterrestrial as well, like you have otherworldly connections. Talk about that. After I wrote they can be used as advantages too. What do we have? The star. The star. You are shining. Your gifts are you also have your gifts that are returned. So that means they are being activated or reactivated. So they have always been within you. And with the gifts returned, these are spiritual gifts. These are also you being more gifted. Now, as you have the gifted, what do I have written here? Now, I can't even see what I wrote there, but it's to do with attractiveness. It doesn't matter your looks, it doesn't matter your age. It's like you are shining like that. And then this is what can attract, envy, hate, jealousy. So you do understand relationships and how it can attract that, or even it could be encounters. And the circle goes back, come back to your why, the little pleasures. And with the star, you are shining. There is an arrow pointing to a stronger connection, stealth movement, open to surprises, and you are unpredictable. Wow. So I'm going to pick a card from I am looking to see. It's been a while I used this deck, but I'm guided to get one card from here or more. It's from a deck called the Sacred Feminine Oracle deck, the Wild and Sacred Feminine. And even though it's a feminine deck, I feel like it's to do with flow or some kind of maybe message that is wanting to come through. So you can apply this whether you are divine feminine or divine masculine. Okay, we have shapeshifter, fluidity. Beautiful card that is coming up for you. And then at the bottom of the deck, mountain, presence. Wow. I'm going to share the photo with you and we'll see what comes up regarding that. Mountain, presence, shadow, distraction. Move ever upward toward greater consciousness and greater love. At the summit, you will find yourselves united with all those who have made the same ascent, for everything that rises must converge. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. In the company of mountain, you are called into conversation with omniscience, the one that sees all, knows all, witnesses all. Mountain inspires worship worldwide, from Mount Fuji to Machu Picchu. Or Machu Picchu? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. She embodies a world axis connecting underground mantle to soaring peak, earthly plane to heavenly realm, often a site of pilgrimage or circumambulation. So it's like going round and round. And the mountain card just happens to start on, that is the text. It just happens to begin on page 79, and that is coming to the number 16. And you remember something about a tower, you being a lighthouse, a beacon. That is what it is. And I feel like you also have that being returned because it's a spiral. Mountain offers a path to the eternal present. As she guards you with her steady watch, she is the gateway to discover the untrammeled I am. So many big words here. Anyone who lives near mountain knows how the eye is magnetically drawn to her solemn heft, and regal profile. Mountain serves as a mirror for the spiritual initiate, offering her motionless face as enticement for the self to turn inward and meet the immovable self, that one constant reality, the I am, who I am with 1,000 different names, who lives at the heart of all the mystic traditions. Let presence be your practice. Experience your own ground just as it is, shaky or firm, distracted or one-pointed, as mountain sink into as mountain sink. There's something about the sink. Okay, so some of you could live near basins, or there's something that you have experienced regarding the sinking. I'm also getting you staying awake or you not sleeping is as a result of this circumambulation frequency. So there's something that you can feel that is like a perambulating or is like going around you, and it could be in your environment. So you staying awake is actually, it sounds literal, and it is. It's like you are awake in spirit as well. So it's like your soul can feel something. So trust that. I'm not getting so much of like anxiety, even though it can feel like that. But the kind of steadiness that I see for you is you can acknowledge fear. You can also acknowledge when something doesn't feel a certain way, and you just trust that, even if you may not understand it. So I feel like there's somewhat of a sinking or something that is connected to the souls of people, and this is where you are looking to nourish the collective. It's like you're continuously looking to do that, not for a certain outcome, but for that connection. Wow. So let's see again. As mountain sink into an awareness of experience through the lens of witness rather than identifying with each thought and sensation. Can you perceive pain without being encumbered by a personal narrative about pain? That spaciousness is presence. You are here on earth, but at the same time, your deepest ground is the groundless, the inviolable terra firma of impermanence. When you are present, everyone and everything you encounter becomes an expression of that presence. Conduct yourself as if you are a mountain. The preoccupations of the mind, the distractions of desire, the attachments of the ego, and the aversions of the body, leave them at the tree line. On the peak, the individual struggles of the climb disappear, and you are free to gaze across the great tapestry of consciousness. This is a direct, unmediated experience, all channels open. Like mountain, your undiluted presence gives permission for everyone to be how they are made. Naked, brilliant, one of a kind, the kind that, and remember what came about the superpower? Some kind of unpredictability. Exactly, that it felt like some kind of, not you're not sure, but it's some kind of. The kind, so you are one of a kind, the kind that can move heaven and earth by standing utterly still. What a fancy way to say stand your ground. And you are the mountain. If you still have time, I'm guided to read the shapeshifter card. So I'm just going to see what page it's on. Shapeshifter is 141. So 141 is number 6. Shapeshifter, fluidity, shadow, rigidity. And remember, just because the shadow is there, it doesn't make it a negative. It could just be one for integration, or even a new level of perception or perspective could be important as well. I am living today as someone I had not yet become yesterday, and tonight I will only borrow pieces of who I am today to carry with me to tomorrow. Andrea Gibson. Shapeshifting is the ability to alter your awareness to match the unbridled purview of the heart. Your capacity depends on how you expand or limit your inventive faculties when one form or body or way of being is too constricting for the soul to flourish. Wow. Shapeshifter knows that form follows function. To expand your world, you need to inhabit an otherness beyond yourself as well as within yourself. At its best, shapeshifting is radically empathic. It enables you to step into other shoes, to conceive of infinite possibilities, experience the revelation of spirit that comes when you have the courage to take on a different story, to embody someone else. Through shape-shifting, whether energetically or literally, you become limitless. The experience of fluidity allows you to exist in a world made up of multiple intelligences and forms. Alternatively, when you silence these voices, you rob your senses of their integrity, your mind of its coherence, your soul of its homecoming. Shapeshifter says, do not be cut off from anything. Be a dazzling thread woven into life's translucent web. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing this mind-blowing, powerful, really, really powerful. I want to call it explosive as well. Some of you could have some really powerful abilities right now. I'm getting Spider-Man, and I feel like it's to do with the weaving once again. So there's something about your weaving abilities that are coming up here, and you are surprising. Like you're making some one of, again, that one of a kind. It's a special thing, is unique, and I don't know what to call it. It's something of a, is it a bird, is it a plane, that kind of thing. You can't actually pinpoint this, but it's again as a result of everything that you have taken up until this moment. So congratulations, and well done. So I'm going to stop here for now, and I'm sending so much love. Thank you once again, and bye bye.